Hi, this is Nathan. Welcome to the Wad Fam Chalk Pod.
Hello, Dylan Weaver here. Welcome to a special Christmas episode of our podcast. Would you like to join us? Then get ready, because you'll never know what can happen when you listen to the Wad Fam Chalk Pod. So Bart's very mad because the nativity is back. Am I saying nativity wrong?
Yeah, you said it the first time, and I thought it was a joke.
It's not necessarily incorrect, but...
Do you say nativity or do you say nativity?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Is it syrup and you just say both?
Maybe. I don't think I ever say syrup.
No, I say both.
I say both.
So I think it's caramel, both. I always say caramel.
Glad we've had this discussion, boys.
Hello and welcome to the Wad Fam Chalk Pod. I'm Dylan Weaver.
I'm Andrew Sabo.
And joining us today, we have a special guest.
Hi, I'm Nathan. Haverstick.
Good job.
You need my last name.
It's important.
You might know Nathan as our Chris. He does our intros and outros.
Yeah, Christopher.
And he's been on the Andrew Sabo podcast
a couple times.
In famous fashion.
Two or three times.
One or two have been released. There's others that you can request.
Yeah.
DM him.
Yeah.
We'll send him over if you want.
Yeah.
All right, so he's on today for our special Christmas episode that we specifically said was not happening.
We knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
You've been punked.
Darn kids. So we're discussing episode 480, the Popsicle Kid, which. What?
I just love the title.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah. Which is the Christmas episode from 2001. It actually was released right before Grand Opening, Part 1 and 2, which we just covered. But it does not appear on album until album 39, because there's too much Novacom stuff, and this would be such an abrupt change in pace.
I'm just imagining that, just like flipping over the cassette, and then it's just Popsicle Kid. You're like, wait, what? Where's the radio waves?
Novacom show?
Yeah.
So
this is a lot about Wooten. He didn't seem very important at this current juncture.
He doesn't seem very important at all. I know
later.
you are like historians.
Yeah.
I'm less informed on Odyssey than you two.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He gets important later.
Okay.
He has a slide in his house, doesn't he?
He does.
That's in
They
this
brought
episode.
it up.
That's in this episode?
Yeah.
Dang.
We'll hit on it later.
They talk. It's the most important part. I do have a bit of a rant that I think is pretty funny. We'll get to that.
Oh boy.
Way to set expectations high.
Stick around.
All right. So the episode opens up with noise in
Wits End, right?
I assume Wits End. I don't think it's.
They don't ever set it up.
It says the annual Christmas party at Wits End.
Well, that's what that's what the wiki says.
On the wiki.
Yeah.
I don't remember them ever confirming that it was Wits End,
I don't think it was
a Christmas party.
in the episode, but because there's a little bit of confusion because later on there's like I don't know, they make it sound like maybe the like gift exchange and whatever was like school, and not. But like this is a gift exchange happening at Wits End, but Wit's not there. We have Tom running things instead.
Do you think that was just because of like casting stuff, like voice actors not being available?
Yeah, so officially Wit was supposed to be in this episode, and he then was written out because he couldn't get to the studio to record because of delays at the airport due to 9/11.
Oh.
So
this is the first
Is that in the trivia section?
Yeah,
of
that
this
is in the trivia section.
Oh.
Wow.
So
there's some really dedicated fans out there. Because who knew that?
Well, I'm sure it came up in a podcast episode or a blog post or this, that, and the other thing.
There's a Wits End blog?
Of course.
On witsend.org.
Oh, you're right.
Don't they direct you there in some of the episode outros?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, so he couldn't make it in to record. So because they were already going to have Bart in the episode, they just rewrote Wit's part as Tom.
Which is very funny that they're the same character. They're so different. It's very funny to me.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with, it's Mitch and Rodney, right? Is the other one? Yeah. Just like...
And Wooten and Mr. Charles.
Wait, what?
You didn't know about?
No!
Dude, listeners, tell Andrew he's wrong. We definitely talked about this.
I'm sure we did.
I don't recall.
I don't recall. Wait, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but yes.
Wow, that's uncomfortable. I'm just imagining him with like a lot of red hair and like a really goofy shirt, like mailman shirt.
All right, so there's this gift exchange happening at what we assume is Wits End. A guy who named Austin O'Connor, who is only in this episode.
Yeah.
Can I ask how old are these children? Are they middle school or high school?
My guess is middle school.
Just asked the worst Odyssey question.
I know.
And we'll get to why in like half a second. Because Rodney comes over and asks to trade. And how old is Rodney?
Because he has pimples.
Right, but also, 2 episodes ago he was hitting on Connie.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was longer than 2 episodes ago. It was like episode 5. But like,
Yeah.
not
We
that
don't
long
know.
ago, he was hitting on Connie in the.
And Connie's a very established college-age student, correct?
She's graduated.
Nobody's very well established at any age.
That's fair.
Except for Wit, that's just kind of perpetually old.
That's not a good establishment.
Well,
Anything over 60 is pretty much the same in my mind.
fair enough. No, but I feel like there's less give and take if you get like, well, he could be 65 or he could be 58. Whereas this, it's like, he could be 12, he could be 19. There's a difference.
Yeah, yeah.
I would imagine it's high school.
So Rodney's part of it has to be high school
Yeah.
for the Rodney angle.
Yeah.
because
Also,
like
they're doing a Pinewood Derby contest.
Yeah. That's also...
And I haven't done that since I was like 10.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
just children,
They're children.
like general purpose children. They're
An amoeba child.
oh my word, it doesn't.
They have yet to
yeah,
split.
it doesn't make sense because it's like. We kind of established in our series, like at this point, Rodney's graduated high school, right?
Yeah.
And then this episode comes along, and I'm like, is Rodney like a middle schooler?
Is Rodney
But-
in 8th grade?
Maybe you can confirm this, and maybe the wiki can. Rodney is definitely a 40-year-old man doing a child's voice, right?
Yes. Yes.
No way that a child sounds like this!
Well, yeah, because also he's voicing Mitch.
Oh.
Yeah. Right? It's uncomfortable.
It is.
It's a terrible contrast.
Yeah. So Rodney comes over as Austin's opening up his present from the gift exchange, and Rodney wants to change because he got Zit Cream.
He did get zit
He
cream.
wants to trade with Austin, and Austin opens up his package, and it is a Pinewood Derby car made out of popsicle sticks.
Courtesy of Popsicle Cabrera.
Popsicle Cabrera, the weirdest kid in town.
What a good
I
name.
didn't think anything could make me laugh more than the title.
Yeah.
And then the titular character was unscrupulously referred to as Popsicle Cabrera.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So
Which is so good.
And also, a Rodney line, I'm gonna pop whoever gave it to me.
yep,
We discussed that for a second.
I'm gonna pop.
whoever gave them to me.
This is written by a bunch of dads, isn't it?
Yeah. I just chalk it up to Rodney's weird obsession with the word pop. Because that's an established
Don't
joke.
call me Pop.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
He always calls Bart Pop.
What does he call, like, a fizzy drink?
I don't know if that's
How about
established.
his least favorite genre of music?
I'm pretty sure it's on record of him calling it a soda, just so you know, in case
Okay.
you're wondering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you know, in
Well.
case you were wondering.
Now the canon lines up.
Alright, so he opens up the present. It's a popsicle thing. Rodney's like, oh, that must have been from Colby Cabrera, the popsicle guy. The popsicle kid. Wow, I missed opportunity there on my part.
Roll credits.
So Austin's new in town. And so this is also Colby Cabrera's first episode.
And
he will
last
be,
episode,
No,
right?
he will be in 2 more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Dang.
Yep.
Is Ashley like an actual character?
This is also her first episode. I think she's in 4 more after this.
Okay, because she absolutely dunks on Rodney a few times.
Yeah.
She's genuinely great.
She's really good.
In one of like the weird continuity breaking things in the show or whatever, she is the daughter of the former mayor of Odyssey, Mayor Jenkins.
Yeah, Ashley Jenkins.
But Mayor Jenkins, when he retires, says that he's retiring to spend more time with his grandkids.
And then she disappears.
But then, like, multiple albums later, we get his daughter, who is a child. And I'm like, what?
Wait a hot minute.
Is this a trophy wife situation? What's going on here?
Yeah. Or she's just had a bunch of kids.
Right.
Like,
which, I mean, conservatives.
Yeah, popping them out. Oh boy.
Get us back on track.
I don't even know what the track is. So we've got these 3 characters that this is their first appearance. Rodney is like just making fun of the fact that Austin got this popsicle car and Colby's such a loser. Colby and Ashley come over and Austin's like, hey, thanks for the car, Colby. And Colby's like, oh, how'd you know it was me? And Rodney's like, well, obviously it was you. I'm a jerk.
Yeah,
He did say that. Direct quote.
And for some reason, Austin then decides that, like, out of these 4 people in the group, or like the three other people, he's going to align himself with Rodney, who by far and away seems like the worst of them.
Yeah.
Like, Colby's just kind of a nice dude. Ashley's friends with Colby and also, like, pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so then...
And then Austin just jump ship.
And so then to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with Rodney, who's clearly the worst person here, and it's also not like the stereotypical like, oh, I'm gonna sell out my friend, like a guy who's nice and weird to be with the cool kids. In that scenario, you should have a group of cool kids and one weirdo, not 2 cool, like, guys who are maybe on the outs, and Rodney.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
It's not like Rodney's the in crowd here. He's just a, like, dweeb.
He's definitely
like,
the outlier.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with his dad later. Like, it's the quote he says, like, because I'm the only one around here that doesn't mind hurting people's feelings.
Yep.
Like, oh.
Yep.
All right.
But yeah, Rodney also says, Rodney so Colby's like, hey, you should enter the car in the Pinewood Derby, and Rodney kind of laughs about it, and then Rodney, I kind of, like, my mental image is he, like, puts his arm on, like, Austin's shoulder, and they just kind of, like, walk away, and he says...
Maybe he punches a homeless guy on his way out.
Just knocks some kid's ice cream out of his hands.
But
Merry
like
Christmas.
Austin's like, oh, I'm trying to be edgy and mean retort would be like, oh, I'm not going to enter a car made of popsicle sticks. That would be like entering a car made of dental floss.
What a bit.
No, is it like the plastic package is
Right.
the dental
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's the only way you can make a car out of dental floss.
Unless you have like a wire frame and then you just wrap dental floss around it like you're knitting something.
I mean, that would be lightweight.
True. Very aerodynamic.
I mean, I don't.
No,
I
it
think
wouldn't be.
you need more weight in a Pinewood Derby,
Yeah, you
would.
which more on the
fuel
logistics
injector.
of Pinewood Derby.
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, guys.
No,
we're
so
fine
bad.
with it.
It's real bad.
So we now cut to Colby is over at Wooten's house.
For some reason.
Yeah, just because
'cause.
you know how kids like to hang out with the mailman.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
I needed
30-year-old
to bring that up.
mailman.
How old is Wooten?
I think we landed on like late 20s last time we discussed this.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say late 20s, early 30s pretty comfortably. Because he's definitely older than Eugene and Connie, but definitely
Right.
younger than Tom and Whit, and he's not a parent, so...
Right.
And we have established that Colby is a child.
Correct.
Just
And Wooten is
Yeah.
older than some people and younger than some people.
Right. Wooten is though like he's a very childish mind, but he also like we've seen multiple episodes now of him being at wit's end and just like hanging around and helping out and that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
So it's not crazy.
It's
But
creepy.
it's also...
It's-
wow.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of my mental image is just like that Colby's like biking down the street and like goes past Wooten's house and sees what he's doing and stops swing
Sure.
by because it's like a friendly face. Like there's ways that it's not like, hey, Wooten, this almost 30-year-old just like invited a kid over at his house to put stuff together.
Which he
You can leave
definitely
through the
does in
slide.
later episodes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, but
You're gonna come by and see my comic book collection.
Or
that
the
does
cookie
happen.
recipe.
right, the
And the
cookie
cookie
recipe is
recipes.
later in this episode. Okay.
Oh boy.
And then, so Bart comes over and Bart comes over and is like, Wooten, this is an eyesore. You're making like a nativity out of hubcaps. Like, this is such a disaster.
I like how he said nativity, like he says it.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up Bartholomew Rathbone's voice here because I marked at least 4 times when he said Christmas, and other times like that's like a maybe slightly Japanese accent in my mind,
Yeah.
and then he goes full New York Italian at some points,
Yeah.
and I don't understand it.
He also says T and V.
yeah, he does say TNV.
Well, that's just funny, but
I don't understand.
Yeah, his accent is just like, we're gonna go the opposite of Tom.
Yeah,
Where Tom's
basically.
like the quintessential nice small town dude.
Folksy.
Yeah.
The human embodiment
and
of
Bart
apple
is-
pie.
Yeah. I like that. I might use
doesn't he
that
have an
sometime.
orchard?
He does have an orchard. And a horse.
Everybody knows
All
to make
that.
apple pie out of horse.
It's a secret ingredient.
How do you think the crust stays together? It's all that hoof.
Nature's glue.
Not just nature's glue, just normal glue.
Alright. Alright. So Bart comes up and is roasting Wooten. Wooten offers him a cup of peppermint lemonade, which
Is
I
a thing.
almost made. I was listening to
I've
the
had
episode and I was like, how much time do I have? Can I get peppermint lemonade for the recording session?
Oh boy.
The answer is no. But
I've had rosemary lemonade.
That's different from peppermint.
Well, I'm just saying, like, throwing herbs in lemonade might work.
Not peppermint.
Yeah. Can we try?
No, it's the same principle of brushing your teeth and then drinking orange juice. It's just worse.
Fair enough.
so he offers him the peppermint lemonade and is like, and Bart's like, that sounds disgusting. It's like, yeah, it is. That's why I have a whole pitcher. I just love that.
He is a well-established character.
Yeah.
He's
I get Wooten's vibe very quickly at this
It's
episode.
real good. It's real good.
yeah. And then
Yeah, and then Bart offers to loan him a bunch of lights and stuff so they can win this award.
Yep.
And then he offers to give him a freaking Electric Palace sign.
Yep.
So they know
I
where
need
it
to
came
discuss
from.
that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we'll hit it.
Yeah.
All right. So Bart offers to give him tinsel and a sign.
Garland.
Is it garland or tinsel?
That's Garland.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm very certain it's Garland.
Okay. All right.
This is the
Can
most
tinsel be
important deep
considered
down. That's a good
Is
point.
there? Well, what's the difference between tinsel and garland?
I think garland is. I think tinsel is metallic
Yeah,
and garland
garland
is
is-
green.
Yeah, Garland is like...
You mean it's made of trees?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be though.
doesn't
You
have
can
to.
have like fake garland.
Yeah, but like
I own it.
Faux, yeah, I've got faux garland.
It's in my trunk.
Are you serious?
No.
I was really hoping you actually had some.
Okay. The one thing I thought that was funny here is just like even Colby does not want to put up with Bart's crap.
Yeah.
Like he's also like he immediately gets what Bart's thinking because when Bart's like, yeah, I want to win. Like we've got to win the neighborhood house decorating prize, and he's like, oh, so you get traffic for the Electric Palace. And I'm just like, this kid,
Dang.
like Bart,
Just
this
killed
kid's
him.
smart, but Bart's also so transparent in all of his plots. The kids are like, yeah, we get it. Like the only thing you care about is making money.
He tries to throw him off by changing his accent a few times.
Yeah.
But Colby sees through him.
Now we cut to the counter at Wits End, where Austin is talking with Tom.
And Tom is on hold with the Cookie Company.
No, Cookies Incorporated.
Is that actually...
It's Cookies Incorporated.
Oh.
Why isn't he going to? Was it Cookies by Connie? Connie has a
Because
cookie.
Connie can't bake. It's an established
thing.
thing at the show.
Dang. I wonder if that's why she's not really in the episode.
Yeah, it is weird. They introduce 3 characters
Yeah.
and have 3 established characters, and that's basically the whole cast.
Yeah, and somehow they have, like, 2 different plot lines.
Yeah.
With 6 actual
Oh,
characters.
I guess Wooten's in there too, so 4 established characters. But Rodney, Bart, Tom, Wooten.
Yeah.
Plus 3.
Which, again, what a selection.
Yeah, it is a bizarre cross-section.
This is a Christmas episode. Christmas.
Christmas.
Do I hear an echo?
He's on hold with Cookies Incorporated. And then Austin, I don't know if Austin asks where Whit is, or Tom just unprompted says that Whit's visiting his grandkids, but Whit's visiting his grandkids, which is interesting because a couple letters previous, he received a letter from Wooten from one of his grandkids. And I like to think that that's connected somehow, even though it absolutely is not.
We need to hold on to what little continuity we can find. We hold close to it.
Yep. And so Tom's on hold with Cookies Incorporated because the cookies are really bad. And Austin wants to know how bad, and he eats one, and he says it tastes like a chocolate-covered wood chip.
There it is.
Chocolate-covered wood chip.
Get it? Because popsicle sticks and wood and things. There's a theme.
Whoa.
I don't think that's the theme.
We've already established we're trying to find what little continuity there is.
Yeah.
And then Austin's like, "Hey, I could like help you out with this cookie problem." Like volunteering his cookie baking skills. At which point Rodney walks up and is like, "You guys," you're like, "What? What did you just say?" And he's like, "Oh, I mean, I could help you eat the cookies."
No!
Even though we just established they're horrible.
They're terrible.
Also, Rodney, when he enters, orders... Colby's in this scene. Of course,
Yes.
Popsicle Cabrera.
Yeah.
He orders him to move
Yes,
his
that's
seats.
right.
And Rodney says his justification for that is that this one is in the sun and he's watching his complexion. Now, earlier in the episode, he did receive zit cream. So does he care or does he not care? Because he refused the zit cream.
But now he's watching his
Now
complexion.
he's
I think he's embarrassed.
Yes.
I don't think Rodney's a good person.
I think you are
Hot
not
take.
alone in that. He might be a bad guy.
So then, I don't know. Rodney grabs a cookie. This is where they say he says they're like the Sahara Desert with frosting.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I guess Rodney and Austin once again just like arm on shoulder walk away from the conversation, and Rodney probably makes some like Popsicle Cabrera joke as they walk away. We're going back to Wooten's house where Popsicle and Wooten are putting together stuff. Wooten decorated the doghouse.
Yeah. Wooten has a dog?
Is that established?
No.
Because dogs always chase him because he's a mailman.
Mm-hmm.
That is established, right?
Yeah.
But now he has a dog?
Yeah.
Does it ever come up again?
No.
I
I also think he might be one of those guys that just has a doghouse in case there's a stray dog that comes along.
But he
he has a
references the
slide.
dog in addition to the
Oh,
dog
sure.
house.
True.
I don't know.
Fostering.
It's a weird point of just like that was unnecessary. I don't know. I guess we're just showing Wooten's quirky and has a dog.
I guess character development. Wooten has a dog.
Yeah. Bart is mad because he shows up at Wooten's place and the nativity is still up. He's like, "What happened to all that garland? Not tinsel, garland, and the sign I gave you." And he's like, "Oh, the garland, we stretched it out the back over the roof and like anchored it in the back." And he's like, "You have an anchor? Do you have a
yeah.
whole ship back there?"
Yep.
And he's like, "Well, no, by anchor I mean like a large heavy object." And he's like, "What large heavy object?" Like, your electric palace sign.
Which is delightful.
Pretty funny.
Which also means he brought it in with a forklift.
Oh, just wait. We're about to hit the real bow on that present he's like, "Well, why'd you put it behind your house?" And he's like, "Well, I had it in," or he's like, "You're supposed to have it in front of your house." And Wooten's like, "I did. It blocked the whole house."
It's a full-sized billboard.
Like, how big is how small is Wooten's house? It's established as not being small.
It's got a slide.
It has
got
a
a
slide.
But the sign blocked his house? Why does Bart have that sign? How did he get that sign there? Like, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would spend money on a sign.
And it's also neon, right?
Presumably.
Which means it has glass tubes filled with
gas.
Probably neon.
I would assume neon.
Maybe argon.
Maybe argon. The chainsaw and crashing sound effect is so over the top, I love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It sounds like
so good.
like freaking a sequoia being brought down.
What is he chopping down?
The garland, which makes the nativity tumble.
Okay. He's cutting the garland.
He's chainsawing through the garland?
I thought it was cutting through the sign or something.
That's what it sounded like.
That's what it sounded like, but why would Rodney Rathbone do that?
There's just argon everywhere.
Maybe it's too expensive to move the sign back.
Could be that. Plus, if he just cuts it in half, then nobody gets the sign and he doesn't have to move it.
You hear the chainsaw starting up, and Bart's like, that's the sound of my pride and joy, cutting down the sign in the back. But the thing that kills me there is he didn't know that there was a sign in the back.
Yeah.
He showed up, and he was like, what happened to all my garland and my sign? And then he's like, oh, there's a big anchor in the back. It's like, oh, it's a sign. This is all the same conversation. Somehow, Bart, like, mid-conversation, texted Rodney. He was like, get over here ASAP with a chainsaw. And Rodney showed up and cut down this thing.
Without Wooten knowing, right?
Right. Also, apparently Rodney's a child. And now he's operating a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They aren't light.
No. And also, like, well, I mean, if he's just cutting through garland.
But why on earth would you do that with a chainsaw?
You would just untie the garland. Or maybe,
like machete. That'd be better.
Loppers, perhaps?
So he's chopping down the sign. The whole nativity comes crashing down. It's a shame. And then is this the point where Wooten's like, I have an idea?
Something like that.
Oh, no, because they start talking about the fact that Colby's always getting made fun of, and Wooten's like, well, why would they make fun of a cool kid like you, Colby? And I was like, okay, buddy, you've got like 10 plus years on him, right?
Yeah.
But then he was like, oh yeah, people used to always make fun of me. If it wasn't this, it was that. If it wasn't that, it was this other thing. He goes on and on, but he ends with, if it wasn't like this, it was my preoccupation with mushrooms.
Which is so good.
Reddit.com/r/mycology if you're interested. It's the mushroom subreddit.
Are you subscribed?
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
Why?
I don't know, because it's just pictures of mushrooms.
I guess it's fun.
My question is, was Wooten like a stoner?
Might be.
Was that his preoccupation?
He
with
did like
mushrooms?
superheroes and stuff a lot.
That'd be funny.
I feel like the superhero stoner crossover is very small.
Yeah. Well, what about the like the whole comic book thing and like being lonely and like what if he just did them on accident?
He does seem like someone who would do shrooms on accident.
It's like, whoa, this is great.
It's hard to believe he does anything on purpose.
Yeah. Except for having a doghouse, apparently.
And he's married now.
Is he really?
In continuity, yeah.
Huh.
Good
Married a woman named Pennywise.
Oh, that's right.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, Wooten mentions in passing, you're not that weird. It's not like you collect airplane sick bags.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes me think
fetish.
that there is absolutely somebody at Focus on the Family who does that, and the writing team found out, and they're like, wait a second, I'm going to get Jared really good. He's going to listen to this. He's our editor. I'm going to make him leave it in.
Yeah.
That's all I have on scene 4.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. That's great. So we now go from there to...
Back to Wit's End.
Yep. Wooten's talking to Tom. It's like, how can we get all these popsicle sticks? And Tom's like, well, that sounds like maybe more than they'd be willing to give you for free. And Wooten's like, well, maybe, what if I try and advertise them? Which I was like, way to take Bart's idea and, make it work.
Yeah.
You're very smart, you weird man-child.
Stoner, maybe?
Maybe so.
And Tom's like, oh, that might work. I'll get our popsicle vendor on the line. Meantime,
which I guess makes sense. He's your ice cream shop, but also popsicle vendor.
It's hilarious.
That's a good bit. Also, does this happen earlier or later when Tom calls somebody and the wait time is 82 minutes?
That's literally is the
okay.
It's the end of this scene. He calls the popsicle company and they're like, "Thanks for calling Popsicles Incorporated." I don't know what it is. The Willy Popsicle Company. It doesn't matter.
No, they established it at some point. It's Arctic Freeze.
It is Arctic Freeze. Austin walks out of the back while Wooten's there at the counter with a batch full of cookies that Tom tastes and is like, these are really good. And
because Austin's good at baking.
And he's like, Wooten, you gotta try these. Austin made them. Wooten's like, oh, they're really good, Austin. And Austin's like, hey, Tom, like, maybe don't tell people that I've been making these. And Tom says, some of the best chefs in the world are men.
Thanks, focus on the family.
Which I was like,
great.
Breaking gender roles, are we? I'm glad you've decided to make your progressive agenda start at culinary.
Yeah, it's like, I think they are trying to be progressive, but also...
It's not working.
Progressive.
But the way they're trying to be progressive is by saying, like, hey, men can also cook. And it's like, no. Men have enough of stuff that they can do. Let's go the other way, focus on the family.
We need to empower men.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's what Odyssey's been missing.
Oh,
we need
man.
more male leads.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Word.
So he makes really good cookies.
He does make really good cookies. Oh, well, so interesting, or something I thought was kind of weird is they're making the cookies and whatever else. But he said earlier, like with the bad batch of cookies, like, oh, like what we could, like I might be able to help you out with that. But now it sounds like he's just making other cookies. Mm-hmm. And also, and I was like, I guess that's helping out, but that also, like, it didn't really solve, I don't know.
Didn't really do a
weird.
whole lot? Yeah. But it's
weird
something
to begin with that, like, that Witsend, like, outsources their cookies and just, like, purchases them from a company called Cookies Incorporated.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing they have a lot, like, there's one who works in a bakery. Sometimes the demand is higher than you could meet.
That's why you have Aquabox.
Yeah. Or Cookies by Connie.
Ideally not.
Yeah.
She's really bad. And this is also where Wooten mentions to Austin that his mom makes a really good, or not, his aunt makes a really good, like, coconut cookie, and, like, I'll give you the recipe.
Yeah. Come back to my house.
And then it goes out on Tom saying that, or the minute, the
82
minutes, which it's probably just like an of the time thing, but Odyssey loves phone-based humor.
Oh, they're really into that.
Like, they're all about joking about robocallers.
Yeah.
They literally, because they have the episode where it's like, where it's about, like, pressing the buttons on the menu.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, Connie making all her credit card purchases over the phone.
Yep.
And it's, like, she's obsessed with toll-free numbers in that episode. And there's this thing. Like, it's like, it's probably just the time, but also,
phone
like,
humor
why
is
is
a
there so
gold
much
mine.
phone humor?
I don't understand. Well, I mean, I guess, and I guess obscure pop culture references, like Arthur Dent.
Yeah.
Like, they just pick their humor very oddly.
Yep.
And, I like it most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't.
Now, this is where the rant comes in.
Oh, boy.
Wooten, at some point, says that his Grammy's Cuckoo for Coconut Cookies are only good when they taste more coconutty than an actual coconut.
Right.
Now, this brings up an interesting physical limitation that Grammy Wooten has circumvented. She has broken a fundamental law of physics when she makes her Cuckoo for Coconut Cookies.
More coconutty than coconut.
Now, this creates a problem because she is breaking fundamental universal laws, which means she is on the power level of a cosmic being like Dr. Manhattan, which means she has created another multiverse in which her Cuckoo for Coconut Cookies are more coconutty than actual coconuts. Here's the thing. Wooten is a member of the SCP Foundation.
What is that?
Is that too niche?
Explain it.
It's just a loosely connected universe of very strange things.
Okay.
And he's been sent by the government to keep tabs on his grandmother, who is a cosmically powerful force in the universe.
Okay. I like this fan theory. I think you should make a whole fanfic. Or
she uses salt, which makes things taste more like the thing.
I was gonna jump in with or she just adds coconut extract.
Yeah, that was gonna say essence of coconut's totally a thing.
But yeah, so they're over at Wooten's house getting the coconut recipe. Wooten's Christmas tree is a stack of cardboard boxes painted green with holes punched in them for the lights, which I love.
It's pretty fun.
And I would totally do that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a mailman. Get it? Joke.
I don't get it.
Boxes.
Yeah, but he got the boxes from Wit.
That's true. They're ice cream containers.
Oh, I missed that part.
Your joke falls apart. There's not much in the Wooten except for him pep talking with Austin, I suppose.
Yeah, he does.
It's time to be you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they jump on the exit slide.
They do.
Yeah, which is cool.
Wooten's got an exit slide.
I love it.
Yeah,
I do too.
He's a great character.
Yeah.
He's delightful. I get happy every time he's in an episode.
He is a ton of fun. And then we're going to it sounds like this should be the end of the episode.
It does.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, there's still 5 minutes left? What? And we go to the Pinewood Derby race.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so Rodney finds out about the cookie, the fact that Austin bakes, because he's always listening. And then he decides, with the very clever nickname of calling Austin Cookie.
Isn't that right? Cookie.
Isn't baking so embarrassing and feminine, guys?
Exactly.
Cookie.
Can you imagine
I have
a guy
to hit the gym
baking?
after I make brownies.
Yeah.
It makes me feel alive.
Yeah. I gotta make sure I'm sanding some wood while I'm whisking. It's very difficult. It's a back and forth thing. Making a meringue is a real time consumer.
That's a bit. And so then Tom is announcing the Pinewood Derby thing. Mm-hmm. And I liked that in true Speed Racer cartoon fashion, each person he's in lane 1, Rodney Rathbone, and Rodney steps forward, he's I'm gonna cream all you fools or whatever. And he's in 2, Ashley Jenkins, and she's oh good, lane 2.
She definitely rigged lane 2, right?
Yeah.
They all
For
have these,
sure.
They all have these pithy one-liners of oh good, lane 2. And I wanted it to keep going, but then Austin steps forward and Rodney's oh, what are you gonna do? Race a car made out of Boston cream pie? I was Rodney, your insults are not funny. He's such a mess.
Yeah. He just throws a lot at the wall.
Yep.
And sometimes it sticks.
Yep. And so
So we're joking about the Andrew Saber podcast here.
Cole barely ever sticks. And then Colby walks up and is or pushes through kind of, and is whoa, what are you doing, Austin? You're racing my car? And Austin's yeah, I figure we got a good chance, whatever.
Which is cool. What a guy.
Yeah. And then we go from there to Wooten afterwards?
Yeah.
Because he's oh, look, I got an award, and he's oh, you guys, your car won. He's no, you looked the best.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley's car won because she's awesome.
Because she rigged lane 2.
Oh no! Before that, we go to Rodney at his house.
Oh, that is before that. You're right. Are they announcing on the TV the winners of the Pinewood Derby race?
For which there are 4 contestants.
Yeah.
Oh no! I hope there are 20 more, and they also all have pithy one-liners.
This is a really big track.
Yeah. Or it's just time trials.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's a tournament situation where there's a round robin, and these guys have somehow managed to make it to the top. This is the final 4 situation.
Wow. Yeah. Because the Final Four, that's a round robin tournament.
There's a big bracket on the wall.
Single elimination, fine. You're...
I just roasted him on sports, ladies and gentlemen.
I used the wrong term, dang it.
Rodney's complaining that he never gets to watch TV, and Bart says, "Oh, I'll let you wash the dishes while you clean them."
Yeah!
Yeah.
God. There were so many, like, just weird one-liner jokes in this episode.
Yeah.
No, but that was.
It's like Nick levels of just like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
But here's my problem with that line. The whole joke is in that wash sounds like wash.
Yeah, but he doesn't land that joke.
He doesn't stop there. He gives another line.
Right.
You can do it while you clean them.
Right.
Which what?
Yeah.
You can watch them while you clean them. Excuse me?
Right. Because you can go watch, but like the way Bart says it, like it makes it sound like wash because he's got a bizarre accent. The dishes is kind of funny, but then he says while you clean them, so that it has to be that he's saying watch the dishes while you clean them.
And the wind is taken out of that joke's sails so quickly.
Yeah. And they were small sails to begin with.
Oh boy.
So then we go to the recap of the event with Wooten. Award Ashley won in lane 2 because it's awesome. He also and they're also looking at the because Colby's there too, and they're looking at the nativity.
Yeah,
it's been all set up, and he says that's not stained glass, that's stained popsicle stick.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
Such a good line.
Yeah, but then the thing I don't get is Wooten says I have the tummy ache to prove it. Yep. So the Popsicle Company, Arctic Freeze, did not just send him boxes and boxes of popsicle sticks. They sent him boxes and boxes of popsicles, and then he ate enough
they get the cheesy one-liners.
They ate enough for the whole nativity.
That's where they get the cheesy one-liners from the popsicles, the jokes on the popsicle sticks.
There you go. It works.
Oh, shoot. They weren't watching the Pinewood Derby on TV. They were watching the neighborhood competition.
Yeah, the neighborhood competition was on TV.
Because some, like, Pecan Street or something won.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then Wooten won for, like, the best single house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the popsicle stick thing. And he does, like, an Arctic Freeze ad in it, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
But what a sellout.
It's okay, gotta
but
make
yeah,
that
I'm like,
revenue.
The whole idea that he ate all the popsicles is...
To make a nativity scene.
Is so weird.
Yeah.
They're a company. They have the sticks.
Uh-huh.
Why did they just send the sticks?
And it's not necessary. They totally could have just gotten rid of that joke and it would have worked perfectly.
Yeah.
The episode would still be super funny. And we don't have to deal with the idea of Wooten eating presumably
a bajillion
popsicles.
Yep.
What if they were all
bajillion dollar
popsicles?
popsicles.
What if they were all one flavor? Or what if they were like rocket pops?
Yeah, I'm guessing they are.
It's like sucking on a rocket pop.
So basically, it occurred to me that Wooten's character is literally the janitor from the Breakfast Club and nothing else.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll allow it.
This is a John Hughes movie.
Yeah.
Adventures in Odyssey is a John Hughes movie. You're right. They're considering all of their cliches and whatnot, and children. There's just a lot less, R-rated content.
Indeed.
Okay, so they're explaining how Rodney ended up losing. He installed a fuel injector.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. That would require a full internal combustion engine minus a fuel injector, and then he just added the part he needed to get it up and running. But he just duct taped a fuel injector onto a Pinewood Derby car.
But so it says,
are you really surprised though?
Went straight off the first corner and burst into flames.
Uh-huh.
Two things.
Fire.
It burst into flames. That's terrifying.
Uh-huh.
Second thing. are there corners on Pinewood Derby
No.
courses?
No, never.
They're just straight down hills, right?
Yes.
It's like one of those sack slides at Dutch
Yeah.
Wonderland.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
There's no corners.
not supposed to be corners.
But if there were, which apparently there are,
Yeah.
his doesn't do very well.
Yep. And then I think the last thing of note maybe is them talking about the nativity, and Wooten's got a flamingo dressed up as a cow.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, if it's a cow, why are its feathers pink? It's blushing. And I was like, wait, you just said you painted the flamingo to look like a cow, but it also still has pink feathers? What did you paint?
Maybe it's
I
like a
don't
coat
know.
situation where he painted the base and like, I'm just guessing
You can
there's
still,
two
like,
parts.
see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Use
Really?
primer.
Yeah.
But then he's like, if it's a cow, where are its udders? And Wooten says, and I quote, maybe the craziest thing that was ever said in Adventures in Odyssey, udders in the winter would be the ultimate fashion faux pas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup.
I forgot about that. I don't know how.
I did not forget about that.
Odors in the winter.
So confused.
Yeah.
How does Wooten think cows work?
Yeah.
Don't know.
What does he know about fashion?
Also, why would he's saying it? Does he do like the like gay European fashion stereotype of
Queer
being
eye.
like, yeah, the ultimate fashion faux pas.
And that sounds like the episode ending.
Right.
Like, that seems like a line you would go out on.
Wait,
Is it not the line they go out on?
It's not.
So we go out on them just arguing back and forth over whether or not it's a cow or a flamingo.
It fades out.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yeah, this was not a great episode.
No, it was pretty terrible.
It was barely Christmas as well.
Yeah.
It
Like
was
it
a
had
winter
Christmas
episode.
music.
There was like a
And-
white elephant.
Well, and they were like building the nativity and all that stuff, but it didn't feel like
I feel like
some of the episodes.
Do you remember the
that are, like,
snow day episode?
Yeah, I do.
I love that
That was a
episode.
good one.
That's like, yeah, that's my favorite. But yeah, my favorite wintry episode.
And like the moral of this episode isn't really a Christmas moral either.
No.
It's just don't let other people make fun of you for baking and or making stuff out of popsicle sticks
Yeah.
or mushrooms, I suppose.
Yeah. Listen to your own advice. Focus on the family. Stop making fun of people for being different.
Yeah,
They do that a lot.
they do. They really do.
But yeah, so sorry for all of you who were like really hoping for who didn't know this was coming out, then saw it, and both got like not a great episode of Adventures in Odyssey and not a good episode of our podcast. But
It was funny, but it wasn't substantial.
No, and there wasn't really there wasn't a lot to comment on like sound production wise or anything like that. You know, the soundtrack was pretty good, I guess. Pretty standard for their Christmas stuff. They definitely have much better Christmas episodes, like The Gift of Madge and Guy, really good.
yep. Well, maybe we'll do another one next year.
Oh boy.
Yep. See you in a year.
Bye.
Wait. We're not leaving on that note. We've got a guest. What do you plug?
Excuse me, Dylan.
You just made a playlist. Plug it.
Sure, follow me on Spotify. The name's Nathan Haverstick. You can figure out how to spell it, I guess.
It'll be in the show.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. I'll give you the opportunity.
To plug what, Dylan?
I don't
Do you
know.
have anything to plug?
The
What?
3 people that listen to this that I don't know.
You know what? Sometimes Andrew and I plug stuff, so I
Yeah.
was giving you the chance.
All right, thanks, I guess.
All right, jerk. I don't think I have anything to plug this week.
Episode
Andrew's
2
got-
is up
yep.
of My Scrub soundtrack. It's good. It was fun to make. Check it out if you like Scrubs.
Yeah.
I like Scrubs.
Have you listened to it?
No, I didn't know you made it. I thought you just shared it with me because you liked it.
I made it.
Okay, I'll listen to it.
Additionally, Nathan has been on episodes of the Andrew Sabo podcast, so if you really like his voice and sense of humor, go listen to that.
I don't even like it.
Yep.
I have to listen to myself do the intros to this podcast. And
Oh yeah, and he also does our intro and outro, so you can hear that every week.
Is he gonna do the intro and outro to this one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
good.
wouldn't I?
I would hope so. I don't know.
Chris never gets a week off. Neither does Nathan.
Of course.
All right. And we'll see you guys after New Year's. We 100%, this is not a joke or a lie this time, will not be putting an episode out next week.
Yeah.
So enjoy not having a New Year's episode. We'll be back on January 8th. Bye.
See ya.
Wadfam Chalk Pod is a presentation of the Lidditz Podcast Cooperative. This show is a fan podcast and has no official affiliation with Adventures in Odyssey or Focus on the Family. As such, the copyright is ours under Creative Commons. Follow the podcast at wadfamchalkpod on Twitter and Instagram, or email us at wadfamchalkpod@gmail.com. Our Christmas bonus, The Popsicle Kid, is hosted by Dylan Weaver and Andrew Sabo, with special guest Nathan Haverstick. It was edited by Dylan Weaver. And I'm Nathan Haverstick, hoping you have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year.